Hello, this is Sandra Hart. Won't you come along with me today while I'm still in this walk down memory lane mode, and we're going to solve a mystery today. Sometimes in life, in our journey, we find mysterious little surprises, an oasis that confronts us, that makes our day just a little bit better. Hello and welcome to Life Over 60 with Sandra, and today I'm walking down memory lane and I'm going to have you help me solve a mystery. But before I start, I wanted to say, Jacqueline, Romper Bumper Stomper Boo, tell me, do Magic Mirror tell me today, did all my friends have fun and play? And I see you, Jacqueline, in my magic mirror. All right. So glad to have you back this time, and welcome to all my subscribers. And if you're new to this community, I hope you will subscribe to come along with all of us while we're trying to lead a more purposeful and better life. Wow. This January has been a January month of discovery for me. While going through my things in my closet that I was trying to clean out, you know that story, it's not going to happen. Well, while I was in that clean out mode, guess what I found? This book. Nancy Drew and the Clue of the Diary. If you're my age or a little bit younger, or maybe, a little bit younger, I am sure you know who Nancy Drew is. Nancy Drew is a series of mystery stories that I'm sure have kept you company while you were a teenager. I know she kept me company while I was a teenager. And when I found this book, would you believe it? I sat down on my birthday that morning, I grabbed this book, and I read Nancy Drew and the Clue in the Diary, and we solved the mystery together. Well, to be a little bit more serious, I learned a lot when I read this book now that I'm a grown-up. There are so many things that we can learn from Nancy Drew as women. There really are. Now, Nancy Drew was written, I believe, back in the 1930s. I'm going to have to put below this video the exact date. This was the only book that I had because I had to go to the library and get all of the other books. But she was the only one that I had that was my book that I could keep in my little bedroom and my library of what little books that I did have. But this was such a great series for young girls to read. And when I read it as an adult, as I said, I learned so much about her, and I thought, golly, do you know, as mature women, there are a lot of things, actually, that we can do today that I learned from this little book, thinking about Nancy Drew and all of her friends, Ned and George and friends that she had. I'm going to go through today. Here, I'm always numbering things. 6 things that I put in categories that I really learned about Nancy Drew and this story. Nancy always had that intangible thing that nobody ever forgot her face once they saw her. And that's what we're all trying to achieve, aren't we? We're trying to be memorable. We're trying to stand out in a crowd, and we're trying to be unique. And that's exactly what Nancy Drew was. Okay, now let's get to the things that I want to talk about with Nancy Drew. Nancy has such a set of skills. Her skill sets are just absolutely so enormous. She plays the piano. She knows Morse code. She horseback rides. She knows how to pick a lock. She knows how to change a tire. This girl is absolutely amazing. But the basic thought that I had while I was reading this is that isn't that what we want to do now in our lives? We have all this time, our kids are grown and we're maybe retired, but to keep our sense of curiosity, never stop learning. I know every morning, I'm trying to vocalize because I really, someday, I hope when I go to see my son, I can do a recording. I still have that in the back of my mind. But learning a new language, it's just so exciting for all of us at this age to widen our skill sets too. Isn't that a great idea? So in that way, we are exactly like Nancy Drew. And she's resourceful. My gosh, like I said, she can change a tire. When she's tied to a chair, she can tap with her heels the Morse code. If she's locked in the room, she knows how to get out of the room because she knows how to pick a lock. She is a version of today's MacGyver. Way back when in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, Nancy knew how to do all of those things. So she is basically so resourceful that I love, love, love her. And that's what we should be doing too. Aren't we resourceful? We have raised our children. We've been through life. And we're so resourceful. We know how to bake a cake. And if we have a little bit of food leftovers in our house, in our kitchen, we know how to throw it together and make a delicious soup. So we are resourceful ourselves. So that's really what we at our age, through all the years that we've lived, have in common with Nancy Drew. And another thing, although Nancy is very independent, and that's what we are too, but she is not afraid to ask for help. She's not afraid to admit that she needs support sometime. She has her good friends along with her. And I think, and I know this is a problem that I have, I feel like I'm so independent and so strong. Sometimes don't ask for help when maybe it would be so smart for me to do that. Because we have lived so long and because we have so many things that we've accomplished in our lives, I think it might be difficult for us sometimes to really ask for that help because we think it takes away our independence and our strength, but it really doesn't. So, like Nancy Drew, we should not be afraid once in a while to ask for help because it really not is infringing upon our independence. Nancy, like we should be, is not fearless. She's not afraid of things. She's not afraid to go into an attic by herself. She's not afraid to go behind the secret door or to hide in the bushes for some mystery or escapade that she's trying to solve. But in a way, I was thinking about us. Sometimes we are so shy. We're afraid that we don't have the skills. And just like going out to dinner by ourselves, if we're alone, we're kind of afraid that people will look at us and will stand out in a crowd. We have to be more fearless at our age, don't we? I really think that I have to work on that too, that not being so afraid of maybe trying something new on YouTube or taking a risk and doing something because I'm afraid of what people will think. And I think I had one of my daughters, we had a conversation the other day when she was saying that. She said, Mother, whatever you want to do, because I like to experiment here on YouTube, she says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to just step out of the box and to do things. And that's what Nancy Drew does. She is absolutely not afraid. She's fearless to tackle anything new and to go to do things that maybe will help her in the end to solve the mystery. Nancy is prepared. She always has a suitcase in her trunk. She is always prepared for something. She knows that women have to have a plan B in case things don't work out the way they're supposed to. And isn't that so apropos for us today? We always should have a plan B. Whatever it is in our life that we are trying to achieve, always have a backup in case the road goes this way instead of that way, or instead of the way that you wanted it to go. And finally, Nancy is always dressed for success. She has her sweater sets and her low heels, and she always looks like she is ready to solve a mystery and to go anywhere, anytime. Dressing for success, that is our goal too, isn't it? We want to be able to look in the mirror, create our own unique style, and not be afraid to step out of that door and feel like $1 million. That's what it's all about. I love being older because it has given me the freedom of embracing who I am, embracing my sense of style, embracing all the things that are real about me that through the years I have developed into. Let's all be like Nancy Drew. Let's all not be afraid of life, dress for success, not be afraid to ask for help when we need it, and continue our curiosity for life. This girl has taught me an awful lot in my old age. I had so much fun reading this book, and I think Mildred Benson, who wrote this book, years ago, she wrote the first episodes, then her daughter took over for her and continued, and as I said, there are about 30 episodes. But I think we all can learn from her because these are all ideals and characteristics that we embrace today as mature and older women. Thank you for joining me for this little fun, nostalgic video. And I hope that you will have a wonderful day today. Do something great for yourself. Be kind to someone and never lose your curiosity for life. And let's all share the love. I hope to see you again in my next video. And don't forget, I really appreciate and love each and every one of you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.